Good afternoon / good morning, everyone, for a very, very special session and presentation we've got today. Something that that we've been working on behind the scenes for about 1.5 years. Something that we've thought about and looked at ever since we've been looking at our salary surveys and some of the data that we collect, and what we can do. And a lot of the things that the IMAA does, it's got to have some sort of tangible impact. In what way can we make our industry a better place, being a non-for-profit, that actually change the industry from the inside out? And one of the big things, the standout things that we, as a collective, as a group, we want to leave behind is the closing of the gap of male-female leadership and the leveling of the playing field, to make sure that we have a point one day in our industry that it's no longer something that we talk about, that it's just a given that we're all equal and we're all kind of, there's an equal number of each. So I'm not going to bang on too much more about this. What I am going to do is we're going to do a little acknowledgement to country, and then I'm going to hand over to our amazing guests today, which is Angela Smith and Wendy Gower and Beck Colson. But if we could press play and go through this. Just the play button.
It does not want to play today.
Yeah. Well, look, what we do want to say here is that the IMAA pays respects to the traditional landowners throughout this country. And we also extend that respect to Torres Strait Islanders and all Aboriginal peoples throughout the land. So without further ado, I'll hand over to the amazing Angela Smith, who is chair of our Diversity Council and also the leader of Affinity Media. And she's been working tirelessly on the groundwork of bringing this to life. So I'll hand over to the amazing Ange to take over from here.
Thanks, Sam. Look, thanks to everyone and time this morning. It is really fantastic to be with you at this point after, as Sam's already said, months of planning and collaboration with an amazing team. We're thrilled to be at a point where we can introduce what we feel is an extremely important initiative, not just for the IMAA and our members, but for the broader industry and even beyond. Just to go through the agenda, we're just going to talk quickly, a little bit, elaborate more on Sam's words on our why, go through the top line of the program, and then hand over to Wendy, who will take us through the mechanics, how does it work, introducing our fabulous mentors, what happens next in terms of the application and then next steps, and then obviously any questions that you have for us. So we're going to get through it quite quickly for you. So what's our why? Well, basically, our journey started, as Sam said, with some really strong signal that our industry isn't immune to the gender imbalance that exists at the top of the career ladder. And it pervades, obviously, pretty much every industry and every developed society. Through our pulse surveys and salary surveys, which are really important just to sort of promote, again, please complete and participate. It lays out some really critical data, as you can see in front of you. But whilst we see that women are significantly overrepresented in our industry, in the media industry, they at the same time are drastically underrepresented in terms of leadership roles. And then there's the pay gap. When we look at the pay gap across the whole industry, as a whole, we do okay. There's, according to MFA data, there's about a 4% gap. It's still a gap. But when we look a little more closely and we start to unpack what's going on again at a leadership level, according to our data, it's more like a 17% gap between men and women in terms of pay at a leadership level, which clearly is not okay. And broader research, when we look at it, gives us insight that women or females, more so than men, struggle with confidence in their lives, and especially in their working lives. Most are uncertain in our industry, and according to our research, how they should effectively progress and develop their careers. So we thought it was incumbent that we need to protect and grow this cohort, and it's critical to the future strength and diversity of our industry. So, Beck, if we can move on, we are so super excited to officially launch to you guys, to our members, the Female Leaders of Tomorrow program. We've created a mentoring program in order to address these issues. It feels to us like an achievable and an impactful means through which we can actually address these very real numbers. So through connecting established and experienced leaders, which Wendy will talk to us a little bit about, that are in our industry, with these emerging leaders, women will benefit from the mentors' knowledge, from their advice, from the support, and it'll help provide them with the guidance they need at a really critical point in their career to consolidate and even fast track, hopefully, their capabilities towards effective leadership. I'm sure many of us on the call can basically identify with the need for this kind of support. We've all probably felt those times, even probably today. But it matters, especially at this point in your career where you're having that self-doubt and you don't know whether leadership is actually for you or not. So, you know, being able to connect people with a very high caliber of industry leaders that we've managed to gather will be critically important. So let's go through the program in detail. So it is a pilot. We want to be very thoughtful and considered how we approach it. So we're opening up the first program to just 15 emerging female leaders or female leaders of tomorrow. And they will be paired directly with 15 handpicked mentors. Again, Wendy will take you through a little bit more of that. The program will run over a period of 6 months and involve a hybrid model of both face-to-face mentoring as well as top-ups with virtual sessions. And it's recommended, if you're going to put someone forward for this program, that they can commit at least 17 hours in terms of those face-to-face and virtual meetings. It will be available only to members of the IMAA, and it's designed for those people that you identify are on an upward trajectory with the talent and you know, emerging talent to take on leadership roles. So with that in mind, they need to currently hold a senior position and have, we're saying a minimum of 5 years because, you know, time doesn't necessarily define everyone, but they're going to be 5 to 10 years in terms of experience. Any discipline within your organisation, we're looking for emerging leaders of tomorrow. The program will be staged in both Sydney and Melbourne, as we say, in a face-to-face capacity, with mentors being based in each state. So we've split it effectively almost 50-50. So applicants, though, are welcome to apply from any state on the condition that if they are from interstate, that they will need to arrange and transport themselves to those face-to-face sessions, which number in 6. The cost for the overall program, just to cover our costs, is $990 ex GST. And as I said, you'll need to factor in those travel costs if that's going to be relevant to you. Before I hand over to Wendy, I think I just wanted to share from my point of view that it's not often in your career that you get the opportunity to make a tangible and positive impact on those around you. And I think that's what I genuinely love about the IMAA, because it fosters such an amazing can-do, we can change sort of environment, and we're encouraged to build initiatives that will make a real difference. And I believe with your support, this program will be one of those opportunities. So it's my absolute pleasure to hand over to Wendy.
Great, thanks, Ange. It's so lovely to be here today. I looked at the names on the call, and definitely there's some people on this call that we've actually worked together before, so it's great to reconnect with all of you, but there's lots here that haven't worked with me before, so I thought it would be prudent just to give you a little overview as to my experience and as to why I was selected to work with the team on this really important initiative, because I've not been part of the journey for 18 months. I looked at my calendar today, Ange, it was the 27th of March actually that we first connected on this project. So I've had a really long career in media agencies. I've worked in London, Melbourne, Sydney. I've held leadership roles in agencies for a really long time. I had a stint on the media owner side as well. And in about February, March of this year, I launched my own training, coaching, consultancy business called We Grow, which is a play on Wendy Gower, just in case you didn't notice. And the intent there with this business is it's a coaching, training, consultancy. And it's really about helping businesses unlock the power of their talent. and particularly from a relationship perspective. And I think what's really wonderful about this program is, I am a single mom of 3 beautiful teenage girls. It's not always easy as a female. And so actually being involved in this program so that we can help inject that confidence into women, help them find their voice, and help them really forge a really strong career path is something I feel really passionately about. And I think to echo Angie's points around the IMAA and the progressive nature of this organization and the brilliant people that are within it. I think the statement that this program is making for the IMAA is quite amazing. And actually lots of the mentors have actually voiced that to me, that, wow, the IMAA are really doing things differently. They're shaking things up. And I think it just talks that progressive nature of this organization. And I think the mentors themselves, they're so excited to have been part of it. Some of the narrative back is like, wow, thank you for asking me. I'm so excited to be part of this program. And we're confident that that will be the same experience for the mentees as they go through it. So that's enough about me. I'd love to just take you through the mechanics of the program. So we are launching this program today. You'll see it in the trade press. You'll see it all flooded through your LinkedIn channels, hopefully. And we are calling out for the expressions of interest for people that would be keen to take part. The applications will actually close on the 22nd of August. Now, we know that that is quite a short period of time, but typically with these things, people read it, it's like, yeah, I'm quite interested, and then they leave it to the last minute to put the application together. If there is anybody in your organizations that are away or unable to complete their application in that time, do let us know if you think that they're a worthy candidate, and of course, we'll absolutely consider them as part of the process. In terms of the evaluation and how we're going to select the mentees, we're going to talk about the application process, but in terms of that evaluation, it will be based on the strength of their application. We're asking people to put a video, a 2-minute video as to why they want to be a part of the program as part of their application. We're asking for the CEOs or the MDs or the GMs to provide an endorsement. We want to see what passion and energy and commitment they have to being a part of this program. And then also because it's a pilot, and also because of the seniority of the mentors that we have been able to secure for this program, seniority will also play a part. So it's more likely that somebody of that more 10-year experience level, if not more, that is moving into more of a leadership position is probably more appropriate for this particular pilot program. We will be having a launch event in Sydney on the 5th of September, and it's going to be held at the oOh!media offices in North Sydney. And on the 12th of September, that same launch event will be happening at the oOh!media offices in Melbourne. In that event, Sam will be there, Ange will be there, I will be there, Beck will be there, and we're going to talk about the program ambition, and what it's trying to achieve for not just the IMA, the mentors, the mentees. There's a lot of complementary objectives that are all going to be delivered through this program. In that event, we're also going to do a speed networking event with probably about 4-minute rotations, and this will enable the mentees and the mentors to meet each other and to forge, even at a surface level, but some level of connection, and identify the potential mentors that might be more appropriate. I'll do a little session on what mentoring is and how to get the most out of it. And it's likely we'll have a keynote from one of the mentors. I mean, obviously we've got the fabulous Kath O'Connor in Sydney, a little career story from Kath about why, and also why she's got involved in the program, we think will be really compelling. Post the event, we're going to ask all of the mentees to say who they would prefer as a mentor in order of preference. And then we'll do our best, obviously, to match those preferences. Now, we're not going to be able to match everybody. It's likely that everyone's going to say, God, I'd really like to be matched with Kath O'Connor. Clearly, there's only one Kath O'Connor. And so that's the matching. And then also we're looking to have PR as a function of this to promote and celebrate the initiative and also the selected mentees. So hopefully that's really clear on how the launch program is going to run. Any questions on that particular element? No? Okay, we'll just keep going. Actually, once we've got the mentors and the mentees matched, this will then be really the kind of the enduring nature of the program. This will be kind of from September through to March, and we will be looking for 60-minute mentoring sessions to be conducted. The first of those we're looking to kick off on week of the 25th of September. And as mentioned, we're looking at one 60-minute session a week. a month rather, and one optional 30-minute session, which will more likely be as a video. And it might be there's a particular issue that's been discussed in that particular mentoring session, or there might have been some catalyst that's happened through the month, and the mentee might think, God, it'd be great if I could just grab 15 minutes of my mentor this month just to help and guide me through this particular issue. So there'll be a session late September, with ongoing mentoring October, November, January, and February. I will be checking in with the mentor-mentee pairings after a couple of months just to check that everything's running effectively. We are human beings after all, and not all mentor and mentee pairings will be successful, but we're hoping that they will be, but we want to have an opportunity for a course correct if that's necessary. It's really important that people are very honest and open about the journey that they're having. Otherwise, it will be a wasted journey, and it's not going to deliver on those really important objectives that we're looking to achieve to enable women to have, a sounding board, somebody that can really help them forge a really strong and successful career. In terms of the wrap-up event, which will happen at the end of the mentoring program, so we're going to run that week, the 25th of March in Sydney and in Melbourne. We'll have a panel of the mentees and mentors, and they can talk about what they've learned, some key insights for them through the program, how they've used their shared learning, so what they've learned and how they've applied that to their day-to-day roles. We'll have a headline speaker, and again, we'll do some kind of Q&A within that. Well, we're also hoping that there is some level of PR through the program. We'd be really encouraging some of the mentees to put together a point of view that could potentially run through the trade press about their learnings or experience while they've been running through the program. Is that all clear, everybody? I'm just going to assume yes, okay? I'll assume yes until somebody says something. And then just in terms of a wrap up, which we'll do at the end of the program, we've put together already the foundations of a Survey Monkey that we'll send through to the mentors and the mentees just to get their points of view on how they found the program. Would they recommend the program? Are there any elements of change? We'll probably also do some direct interviews for people that have got explicit feedback that they'd like to share. Completion rate. Clearly, we're hoping that everybody that puts themselves forward for this is going to complete it. If the completion rate's low because people haven't found that they're getting what they want through the program, that's a problem. So, it might not be that everybody completes, but the reasons for if they pulled out. The level of PR exposure, we're looking again for this to be a really standout initiative from the IMAA that is really well received in market, that elevates the perception of the IMAA, and we'll see whether there's any change sentiment for the business, for the organization as well. So they're the mechanics, and these are some of the amazing mentors that have agreed to be a part of the program. So we have Kath O'Connor, Andrea Salmon, Laura Brownlow, Belinda Petronoff, Nat Warren Smith, Rachel Page, Gay Steele, Liam, Lauren Joyce, Nikki Rook, Emma Fulford, Carl Widner, Pete Whitehead, Amanda Connors, and Mark Fairhurst. I know personally at least 80% of that group, and they are all outstanding. They're all super excited to be a part of this program. And I think what's really wonderful about mentor and mentee initiatives, if any of you haven't been a part of them, is equally rewarding for the mentor. There's something really special about being a mentor and being able to really help people. It's really enriching. And all these people identify with that, and they're all really happy and thrilled and honored. I mean, that word's come through. I'm honored to have been asked to be a part of this program, which I think is just wonderful. So this is the application process. I mentioned this earlier. We would love people to create a 2-minute video stating why they want to be a part of the program. We know this is a bit of an ask, and it might be a little bit of a barrier for some people, but we just think it's really important to demonstrate their commitment and the reasons that they want to be a part of this program. We think this is going to be oversubscribed. We want people to demonstrate that they really want to be a part of it, and we think actually that will come through in spades in any video. That accompanying letter that we need from the MD, GM or CEO outlining why you as a cohort think that this particular candidate is a really worthy contender. And then of course they need to complete the application form, which is on the IMAA website. Beck, you're going to send through all the information on the application process. Yeah. So all that will come through to you later.
Okay, so that just takes us then. Thank you so much, Wendy, for the overview today. And thank you, Ange. So obviously I'm Beck Coulson, so I'll be the project liaison for this program. So just from an IMA perspective, if you have any questions, if you're having any issues along the way, you can reach out to me as your immediate point of call. In terms of next steps, we're starting off with following today's session, I'll be sending out the program overview and frequently asked questions. That'll be circulated to each IMAA agency leader. So if you are on this call and you'd like to participate, speak to your agency leader, or what you can also do is go to the IMAA website and you'll find under our initiatives, there is a Future Leaders of Tomorrow tab. On there is more information and all the collateral so you can do some of your own investigating along the way. Applications, as Wendy said, they open today and they're closing by Tuesday, the 22nd of August at 5 p.m. On the website, you can upload the video. You can also complete online. If you're having any issues, please reach out to me directly. I can send you a hard copy of the application, and then you can also send to me the video directly. And as previously mentioned, we will announce the successful mentees on Tuesday, the 29th of August, after we've gone through and reviewed the process. And then on that date, we hope to run then with pictures of all our mentees, another follow-up press in the trade press. So it is a very exciting program and there is so much to it, and we are thrilled to actually be launching this to members. We're going to now open up to questions, and obviously Angela, myself and Wendy are here if anyone would like to ask anything.
Yep, I've got a question, if that's okay.
Take it away, Nick.
And I'm not, apologies if I missed this. There might be a few agencies that have a few people that they would like to recommend. How do you propose we go about that, given that I'm assuming that there's only one person from each agency, or is there going to be more?
No, this is all on merit, Nick. So great question. Thank you for that. We did actually, you didn't miss it. We did. So no, we're encouraging. This is not about, you know, a quota or anything like that. It's literally a meritocracy. So if you happen to have 2 or 3 people that you think are going to benefit from this program and are great candidates, please encourage them all to put their names forward and likewise endorse them. We'd love to see that. Yeah.
And just to sort of make note on that, the invoicing of $9.90 only comes into play if the applicant is successful. Anyone else with any further questions? I'm going to take that silence by the fact that we did a fabulous job in explaining absolutely everything. Like I said, we actually have created frequently asked questions as well. So that might also, you know, stir up some ideas on anything else we might have covered. So please, again, reach out to us. On behalf of the IMAA, thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Angela. And we look forward to welcoming you all to this program very shortly.
Thank you so much, guys. That was amazing.
Pleasure. Look forward to the applications, guys. And just as a closing note, please feel very welcome and encouraged to come to either the launch event in either state. We'd love to see you there. It's your endorsement by presence would be amazing.